I'm Ben.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. Do it.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at itsori@gmail.com and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
Rubbish. That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in a Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village. Facebook.com/VinandSori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch indeed, and y'all shall leave them.
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener, yes, dear listener, yes, dear listener. Let's see if we have, volume. Type 22 if you can hear the volume.
Let us know if you can hear us.
Type 22 if you can hear the volume. All right, guys, we are back. Avenged Sevenfold is the band.
Song number 2 is up next.
This is song number 2. Apologies. We had technical difficulties. Can you imagine that? Us having technical difficulties? You know, it usually doesn't happen, dear listener, but, you know, it is what it is. It has to happen.
Everybody has to have an off day.
Unholy Confessions. Unholy Confessions.
Oh, Unholy Confessions?
Unholy Confessions, indeed.
Sounds like the confessional.
Yeah.
People tell me that go in there and then they say that the last thing that they'd say is, "Father, I have lied," because they didn't say all their shit.
Okay. On that note, Unholy Confessions, Avenged Sevenfold. Let's do this shit.
I know it's hard to fall. 'Cause 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 I
That's hard. Yo, this band, they're really on guitar, and I don't mean heavy on guitar like
they focus on
it's
it.
heavy, but like the guitar plays center stage in this band a lot, and I really really appreciate that. They're
His vocal style is good too. I like his vocal style. It has that it still has like a sort of grimier feel to it, but it also has like some cleanish sounds to it.
Yeah, he does mix it up, and it kind of like sometimes in the same stanza.
Yeah.
It's not as like, oh, I'm gonna do a heavy like Slipknot. Like first two records, like I'm gonna scream in the verse and sing in the chorus. That's a song that's gonna end up on the radio. Like it was very, like this guy. It's kind of more fluid, like kind of like what he feels like doing at the given moment.
Yeah.
I think he's a very unique vocalist. I don't know, like the some of the parts in the chorus are too soft for me. Like there's clean vocals, but like there's way to make clean vocals powerful. Like Whitney Houston, for example, was obviously all clean vocals, but she was powerful. This guy, sometimes it gets a little bit too soft for me, like too soft, comfy pillow for me, especially in the chorus on this one.
Not for me. I enjoyed it. It's a little bit too soft.
It was like Charming was singing the song. Charming from
my gosh,
from
Once.
Yeah.
That's the current show we're on reruns.
Well, look, hold on. Very convincing that it's killing you. It's soft, man. I don't know. It's just soft.
Wow.
It's too soft.
Okay. I mean, I like it.
Yeah, I know. You're a girl. I mean, you're gonna like it. It's cool. But I've got some testosterone.
He's showing us his softer
I have
side.
some testosterone in my blood. Yeah, it's like a pillow. Like he's butter soft.
No, it's not like.
He's butter soft, this guy. No, like, it's fine. I just
slows down.
I don't know. I wasn't really feeling that chorus, bro. That was just like, it was just too soft to me. But, you know, it's all good. But the song is about, I guess, two people who are cheating on each other.
Wait, they're both cheating on each other?
Yeah, it's two people cheating on each other, and him feeling guilty about it, basically, that's why it's called Unholy Confessions, because they're both doing it. They're both doing it. They're both doing it to each other.
Wait, are they confessing? Let's see.
Well, I mean, it's his song. I'll try, she said as he walked away.
Try not to lose you. Two vibrant hearts could change. Nothing tears the being more than deception, unmasked fear. Wait, is that tears or tears?
Tears, as in tears the bond. Nothing hurts my world. Two vibrant hearts could change. Nothing tears the being more than deception, unmasked fear. I'll be here waiting, tested and secure. Tested and secure. I don't know what that means. That could mean a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like their relationship was tested by the infidelity, or she had to go to a clinic. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Nothing hurts my world, just affects the ones around me. When sin's deep in my blood, you'll be the one to fall. What?
I bet you're right. When you said tested and secure,
yeah,
maybe it does have to do with, you know, like when people are unfaithful, you got to go friggin' get yourself tested because you don't know what happened.
Well, yeah, and she's saying like
maybe she's saying she doesn't have any situations going on.
She's saying I'm trying not to lose you. That's what she says at the beginning. Can anyone help me understand why I don't like this band? Look,
Babe,
the previous
this on my face.
The previous song by them was great. It was like a 9.6. This song was also good, like guitar wise. Vocally, I wasn't feeling the chorus, bro. I just wasn't feeling it. So I don't know, Science. Maybe that was a thing for you. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Go listen to chapter 4. Maybe you'll like it better. Nothing hurts my world, just affects the ones around me. When sin's deep in my blood, you'll be the one to fall. Interesting. So he's saying when he's steeped in his sin, someone else is going to fall.
Well, other people are paying the consequences for his
what
actions.
He's doing. Yeah.
Nothing hurts my world, just affects those around me. That's a. I don't know if he's like, in saying in persona of her, saying like that's her attitude. Maybe that's his perspective on her attitude.
Well, if you notice the next one, it's in quotations, and it said, "I wish I could be the one who won't care at all, but being the one on the stand, I know the way to go. No one's guiding me when time soaked with blood turns it back. I know it's hard to fall. Confided in me was in your heart."
Confided in me was your heart. I know it's hurting you, but it's killing me. Nothing will last in this life. Our time is spent constructing. Now you're perfecting a world meant to sin. Construct your hands around me. Squeeze till I cannot breathe. The air tastes dead inside me.
Yikes.
Ooh. Contribute to our own plague. Break all your promises. Tear down this steadfast wall. Restraints are useless here. Tasting salvation's near. This dude can write his ass off. Whoever's writing this song, man. He could really, 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 really write. But it looks like their relationship is over with.
I don't. How can you come back from that? Like,
yeah,
I think it's hard enough to come back from one person cheating. Never mind both people cheating on each other. Like,
what do you mean?
If two people cheated on each other, like what?
I don't.
Because I think that if one person cheats, if the relationship can stand, you're almost leaning on the trust of the other person. Like, if the one person says, okay, like, I really screwed up and I want to start this over, and the other person says, I'm still willing to go at it with you, then you're kind of leaning on the one that didn't do it. You're kind of leaning on that one.
Yeah, I don't know how you survive something like that either.
But certainly not with both of you. Unless maybe you both say, well, we both did it, so now...
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of times, like, that's how that shit goes. Like, I told you, I was watching that show on Maury one time. It was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. It was like these... And I remember I was a kid. I was, like, in high school at the time. And they were together. They were both old. They were, like, older. They were together.
Do you see Reza?
They were, like, in their 60s.
Where's Reza?
They're in their, like, 60s or 70s. Go see in the bathroom. Go get your brother. They're like in their 60s or 70s. And they were both together, and they had both cheated on each other, and they were laughing about it. She was like, yeah, he lost his mind for a couple of years, and, I lost my mind too, and you know, he thought he was gonna be happy with this girl. He wasn't. And, like, they were laughing about it, and like, I don't know, they were together. Like, I couldn't really, like, I couldn't see myself being that type of way, but they were, you know, and so like, it can work. I mean, anything is, if relationship wise, what I've discovered, like, if two people want to make it work, they can make any difficult, impossible situation work. And if you don't, and if you're not all in on a relationship, it's not going to work. Like, that's pretty much it. It seems simplistic, but that's pretty much the long and the short of it.
And it's like, really, you have to, I think that one person can be all in for a time, but if it, I don't know how long that can go on for. I think you really need to have two people that are committed to each other. Like, we're both all in.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. But, you know, like, watching that couple was a really interesting thing to look at, you know? Like, it was one of those things where, like, it wasn't, you know how you have, like, obsessed people, and they're like, oh, you know, you're supposed to be with me, and the person is, like, running for their life.
Reza.
Right. So it's like...
Say it again, but you have these people that they're what? All I heard was Reza's announcement, so I didn't hear what you said. You said you'll have like two people, but
I'm questioning the wisdom of continuing with that line of reasoning.
Oh.
But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So in this story, do they work out, or what happened at the end?
I don't think they're gonna work out. I don't think this particular couple is gonna work out. The other couple, I mean, like I said, like you have like obsessive people, and they're like, I know we're supposed to be together, and the other person's always like, no, we're not. But the way that she was talking, she was like, you know, he was trying his best to do something new and blah 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 blah, but he knew that it wasn't gonna work out, blah blah blah. But he was just trying to convince himself, and he was just basically like, yeah, like she's the only one I could ever really be with. Yeah, I tried, but there's nothing I could do about it. And she was like, you know, so he had his fun, so I had my fun and whatever, and he had to deal with it and blah, blah, blah. And they were together, and it was like, they just knew they were supposed to be together, and it was just like one of those weird, like, facts, and they had both, like, acquiesced to this fact that they were supposed to be together. And so, like, even though they did these things that are supposed to, like, be completely, like, fatal to the relationship because it's completely transgressive, it was almost like the, you know, the Amish, how they, like, send the kid off and let the kid do whatever, and if the kid comes back and says, I want to live the Amish lifestyle.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that kind of thing. Like, they were settled and all that. It was kind of like that kind of reaction to infidelity is for, like, kids or whatever. Like, we're adults. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. But, I mean, I don't know.
I don't even, like for myself, I don't know if I could get past one. I don't know if I could get past, like, visually, like, in my own mind, like, every time that you'd be hugging me after that, I'd be like, he was also hugging her.
Yeah.
And if it was me that had done it, I don't know if I would be able to get past myself doing that to you either. Like, in that sense, I would just want the relationship to be over, because I couldn't face you every single day knowing I betrayed you to that level. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, I mean, I guess more power to people if they can make it through that. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, friggin', if you can make it through something like that, like...
I mean, for purposes of protecting the guilty, I mean, I've, you know, been in situations like that. And, you know, you think you're going to do X, Y, and Z, but when you love a person, man, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Especially depending on, like, the role you play in that kind of relationship. Those are all, like... The reason I don't think this particular couple made it is because this is a young man about to start a legendary rock career. So
it's hard enough.
I don't think that they're gonna make it. But I mean, hey, it's a brutally honest song. It's called Confessions, and like whether you know, look, man, that's the entire point, right? It's like to understand that, you know, he uses the term sin, to understand that it's like in your blood. Like, I agree, like just like we said in the previous song.
Yeah.
Like, having that kind of awareness, I think, is very helpful, because then it helps you be a lot more forgiving with people, you know, when they, you know, and it helps you also be a lot more forgiving of yourself Because if you're going to be in a relationship for any protracted period of time, you're going to transgress. I mean, maybe not, hopefully not that boundary, but the person that you want to be in a relationship, you almost can never be, because we always want to be better than what we actually are, right? And that's the other side of human nature is, on the one side, we always fall short, but on the other side, we're trying desperately to get there. We want to be those type of people for our significant other, however those relationships get constructed, but you keep running into your own nature. And I think having an awareness of your own nature is helpful for both parties to move forward after a situation like that happens. Anybody can do anything considering the right circumstances. And people that understand that about themselves are a lot more healthy than people who don't. What'd you get the song?
I liked this one. I know you didn't like the...
This guy is... every time Avenged Sevenfold comes on, he's always there.
He shows up. Hey, what's up?
Shout out to Kiso. And he's also, he was going to give me tips on sound and stuff, but then, our lives blew up again.
Okay, so I'm going to give this one a 9.4.
I'm going to give this an 8.7. The vocal thing, I couldn't let him get away with it.
What'd you give it?
The vocal
8.7?
thing, it's an 8.7. I can't let you get away with that. No, I'm sorry. You can do cleans, but they don't got to be pillow soft, bro.
I mean...
We're coming. Look, I gotta be.
It was a sad topic.
These are honest reactions, dear listener.
Yeah.
We're not here to lie to the public. We're not here to lie to you, America.
It's amazing.
We're here to tell you the truth, damn it.
10s all around.
We're coming back on the other side of the break.
We'll be right back.
Commercial break.
I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
Rubbish. That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village. Facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. The child shall lead them
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. We are in the midst of an Avenged Sevenfold night dedicated to the band Avenged Sevenfold by the DJ Nick.
DJ Nick, as you will see.
As in Saint Nick, as in Christmas, as in we might even be streaming on Christmas, bitches. All right.
Close to Christmas. Who knows? Who knows what will happen?
The next song on our
Song
Avenged
number 3 tonight.
Sevenfold Marathon is, if I can find my, there it is.
Tab
Tonight
tells
is
us.
the name of the song. Okay.
The name of the song is Tonight?
Betrayed.
Uh-oh.
Betrayed is an incredibly
right after
well-written
Unholy
song.
Confessions.
Right.
Holy shit, okay.
Off of 2005 City of Evil album. It is about the tragic death of Dimebag Darrell and is told from 3 different perspectives. Dimebag, the shooter, and A7 vocalist M. Shadows.
Wow, okay.
Girls, that problem needs to be fixed immediately. All right, here we go. Betrayed. This is going to be a tough one. Rest in peace to Dimebag freaking
shout
Darrell.
out to the homie.
Betrayed. Let's do it. Lyrics on screen. Let's go.
inside, burning me like the rising sun. Lifted into the sky, took away the only thing I love. I know after tonight, all your power crumbles in my arms. So don't worry, I'll be fine. When my life ends, I'll leave this sky. Since you were so young, how could you kill the man who brought salvation through your pain? It must mean everything to end it all this shameful way. Passion in my eyes, I live it every day. But how could you go? Throw it all away.
Shout out to Kiso or Ciso. Happy birthday, big
Happy
bro.
birthday.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I love this. What this song, I know the topic of the song is very deep and it's very heavy. I just need to just jump in here and say I love the way that he sung this song. I really do like his vocal style.
Well, this one, he didn't do the little soft, fluffy vocal thing. He kept it gully the entire time. There was still some grunge to it.
But he does like these...
yeah, he goes high. I don't have a problem with him going high. Like Maynard goes high. It's the soft, like literally I could put my head on a pillow and fall asleep soft that I had a problem with. That he did not do in this song because he knew better to do that shit on a Dimebag Darrell song for real. You can't do that shit on a Dimebag song, bro. You can't. You gotta come with some serious testosterone if you're gonna do a Dimebag Darrell song.
You guys seriously, our 1-year-old is like right there headbanging.
He did. Yeah, it was respect. It was respect. I appreciate the band on that. You gotta come hard on that, man. That's Dimebag Darrell. I remember when that happened, bro. I remember exactly where I was. I remember exactly the circumstance, man. And I remember being like,
"Oh, you were in this world when that happened?"
Nah. What happened was, I had just come back from a corn show, and it happened like a week apart. Where Head announced everybody, Korn announced, Head is leaving the band to follow the Lord Jesus Christ, blah, 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 blah.
It happened a week after that?
Like a week later, Dime gets killed.
Kidding.
True story. Like, it was like back to back.
Oh my gosh.
And I was not a Pantera fan, but I just remember, like, being like, what? Like, this doesn't happen? Like, he got shot? Like, what? This doesn't happen in metal? Like...
And you said the person felt betrayed?
Dudes have died in metal, like drug overdoses, obviously.
Yeah.
Car accidents, plane crashes, whatever. Like, that's how it's supposed to happen. Like, get shot? Like, what? Then I thought to myself, okay, like, he's at a bar, he's, knocking out some, he's with some dude's girl, and dude's like bang bang and doesn't realize that it's Dimebag Darrell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then I heard what happened, and it was basically... Dime they left Pantera and they formed up with this other band called Damage Plan. So bands do that all the time. Like dude from Mudvayne, like he actually left Mudvayne, was in that band for like a decade, and just now came back to Mudvayne.
Oh, okay.
Right. So,
but how
that was gonna happen?
Who
with
left?
Pantera.
Who left?
Well, like they had an issue with their singer. Like I said, I'm not gonna front. Like I only became a Pantera fan on the channel, not even after Dime's death. I only became a Pantera fan on the channel, so I don't know a lot of like what happened, but I think what happened was they had an issue with their singer. Their singer was always on drugs. He was screwing shit up. They were, doing some skinhead shit, but they were doing like I don't know what happened, but basically it was like, man, fuck this. We're gonna do our own thing away from this dude. So him and his brother Vinnie Paul went out and they started Damage Plan with the other guy, and the dude that killed Dime was like apparently like an obsessed fan and blamed Dime for the dissolution of Pantera. Like if the kid would have waited like another 5 years, like or even 10 years, like they would have came back together for sure. Like they would have.
You know what? Like, I understand why people get frustrated with Christians because of the hypocrisy, blah, blah, blah. But everybody's freaking hypocrites. Here's this guy expecting somebody to just keep doing something and they want to do something else. But probably in his own life wouldn't do that. Like, if he wanted to make some change and he had the capabilities to make that change, he would probably allot himself the opportunity to do that. But he's going to hold this other guy to something. It's just weird.
Yeah, but it's not even, like, rational to the point of hypocrisy. Like, that guy was obviously, like, something is, like...
Oh, I'm saying the fact that you're just that angry about it. But to kill somebody, that's crazy.
Must have been schizophrenic. Like,
what happened? Did he go to jail?
No, he died. He died. Dudes came in there and sent him to, I mean, because he was still shooting dudes. Like, more people died. People tried to save Dime.
Oh,
there's another guy there's another guy in the audience that like jumped in and tried to save. There's a couple dudes, and then there was another guy. I was watching an interview, and the guy's like, "Stop killing my friends," basically, he said. But yeah, dude stormed it because everybody loved Dime, bro. Like, come on.
That's sad.
But at the same time, like, that guy had a giant emptiness void in his life that he... And it's crazy because, like, if you look at the lyrics, it's like, how can you kill somebody that basically died, How could you kill the man who brought salvation through your pain? He must mean everything to end it all this shameful way, which obviously has underpinnings, right? Like of, when was the last time we killed a person that was our salvation? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the human story. We keep repeating it over and over again. Is that you're always gonna crucify your saviors, man.
Yeah.
And like, that's one of the things. Like, I wish people could understand. Like, I was in a situation where like people were like really jealous. You know what I'm saying? And like people like being the person that everybody is like obsessed about. People think, oh man, if I could have that. And I've seen people like, I think, lose their minds with obsessive.
Oh, I saw it.
Because they so wanted to be that person. But you don't understand what it's like being that person. Because there is absolutely no mercy for your Savior. None. There's none. There's no mercy for God's or Savior. So if somebody's making you a God or somebody's saying that you're their Savior, I guarantee you, you're going on a tree, bro.
Yeah, boy.
They're going to put you on the cross. It's the same thing. It cycles with famous people. Look at Taylor Swift. That girl ain't troubling nobody. She ain't troubling nobody. She's on her, little guitar doing her little 3 chords. Playing her position, cheering for Travis Kelce. She ain't harming nobody. Look at all the crazy back. Like this girl, I was like, wait a second. I had this on Middle America. I literally couldn't figure out. I'm like, wait a second. This girl is like giving thousands of dollars to her staff. Like, she's like, shit, I'm about to become a billionaire. Here's $20,000 for being my driver. Here's a $20,000 bonus. Like, Shorty's out there. She's killing. She's doing great work. Nah, we don't like Taylor Swift. Why? For what?
Yeah.
It's what happens, man. Like, on the one hand, you are a born worshiper, man. And if you don't worship the right person, all you're gonna do is take another person and put them up to worship them. But here's the thing: we always kill our gods, man. We always kill our gods. So at some point, look at it in the middle. Everybody knows the cycle. Oh, I love this band, blah, 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 blah. 5 people love the band. You love the band. Then all of a sudden the band blows up. Oh, what happened? They're a sellout. Now you hate them, blah, 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 blah. You hear what people saying about Slipknot now. I'm not lying. Slipknot kind of fell off. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, all the songs kind of sound the same. I'm not going to lie to you. I think it's time to actually hang it up, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie to you. You got to learn band changes, bro. It's time to hang it up. But, like, my point is, like, it sucks, man. Like, it's terrible.
Oh, it's awful.
If you're a charismatic personality and a lot of people are just inclined to follow you, like, don't enjoy that shit.
I think that
you should enjoy it.
I really think that that's important, but I don't think that there's a lot of people in that situation. I think more people are in the situation where they're looking at the person that's getting all the time and attention that they want. And I think the important thing to recognize is that if you allow yourself to get into that, the jealousy, the bitterness, the whatever, like the covetousness of wanting what somebody else has, it will destroy you. I saw somebody be like an okay person that could have gone somewhere, just be like, it just destroyed them. And in the end, in my opinion, this person friggin' lost everything. And they had an opportunity for their life to get really friggin' good, and they trashed it. And it's like, you can't allow bitterness and covetousness and envy of somebody to just can we please, to continue to just fester inside of you without it bringing about some murderous spirit. But it's going to destroy you or somebody else. It's going to be destructive.
It seemed deeper than that with this guy, because it appears that if he would have stayed with Pantera and Pantera would have stayed together, this guy would have been fine. But because he had built his life around this band, and he couldn't deal with the implications of what it meant for that band not to be that band anymore. And that's a fascinating. It's amazing. Like, when people say, "Oh, like, Vin, your religion is a crutch," and I always say, like, yeah, man, like, people with broken legs need crutches. And so, like, I've always said, like, of course,
you're gonna lean on something.
But I always say, like, some of you guys are super strong, man. Like, you're mentally strong. Like, you guys are straight up gangsters. Like, you guys are emotional, spiritual gangsters. You don't need anybody. You don't need God. You don't need any.
You don't need your alcohol. You don't need your weed.
You don't worship.
Need
you don't worship
your
anybody.
friends.
You don't worship anybody but yourself, man. Hey, man, more power to you. You guys are winners. I'm not though. I'm not like y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need a crutch. I need Jesus. And it's crazy, like, the message is so crazy. Like, yeah, dude, like, you killed your savior, man.
Jeez.
Like, that's a crazy line, dude. That's a crazy thing to think about when you have comics like Superman, and like it's just a thing. Like, Superman has always had people that were misunderstood him, wanted him gone. Spider-Man, like the X-Men. It's this constant theme of, like, you have people that you admire. Like, I'm purposefully being very general because this is very related to, like, the show that we're really into right now. But I'm not gonna say anything because people are gonna.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a brilliant song, man. I love the vocal style. This is how you do clean vocals without being soft vocals. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a 9.8.
Oh, I give it a 9.9.
Yeah.
Finally, I beat you out in the score.
Lies. My darkest days was when I was an atheist. Like,
I aged like 10 years within a year.
I bet. Yeah, Bin Mahmoud. Okay, we'll be back on the other side of the break, dear listener.
Yeah, my worst years were when I was very upset or angry with God. Like, I'm still processing through what the frig I was doing in that time. But
Avenged sevenfold.
We'll be back.
We will be right back, losers. Don't touch that dial and start liking right now. We'll be on the other side of the break, losers.
I'm Ben.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at itsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
Rubbish. That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. A child shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. We are in the midst of an Avenged sevenfold tour de force.
Yeah, you probably think that we live in some random location because we're drinking Red Bull. And it's currently 12:06 a.m. here, so no, we're just weird.
Blinded in Chains.
All right, DJ Nick up tonight.
Louis says, I have mixed feelings with Blinded in Chains. I like the song, but I've been pathetically failing to learn it on drums for a couple of years.
Sorry, buddy.
So it's kind of a love-hate thing. Shout out to Louis. I have the same feeling. But see, the difference is, like, I'm not good at, like, covering any of these songs, so I don't go, like, trying to cover these songs with any expectation that I'm going to get it. If I can get, like, one little segment of one of these songs, I feel pretty happy. And plus, if Soraya hears anything that's, like, remotely close to something that I'm playing on TV, she goes, oh my God, babe! I'm like, yeah, bitch. I mean, this is, yeah. This is top-notch guitarism right here, okay? Okay.
Man, it sounded great to me. I was just amazed.
Then it's ready. Hey, I got you. Blinded in Chains, though. Avenged Sevenfold. Here we go. DJ Nick.
Blinded in Chains?
Blinded in Chains. Oh, okay. Now you see why he can't play drums. Let's go!
I know.
I'm being protected.
I turn around another fucking woman. I don't know where to begin, but I'll start with the radical leaders. The steps we're following. Judging every reaction, and there's the feed in your mind with the shit. You forget how to speak, how to ask all the questions. They had it their way, I'm burning hell, and you think it's a fucking disaster. Can't you see? Power when your future's in desperate trouble. Now say they below the blind can't see. Like a plague into the brain, deadly disease. Whoa, I run away tonight with my mind till it's like I gotta make it alright. Easier said than done with no place to hide and having no place to running away from conviction. I see you, but you're running away from your scared to do the system. Most would claim I live a lie, pointing out it's easy to predict these things. Every color has its side. Live together, bold and most embrace the same dark times. Please help us, please save us. Of course they have control, we're all the same. Crucify the product of the nail and let him ride. Family and friends, it won't matter in the end, I'm sure they'll understand. We'll look at the world and see how the human bleed. As I sit up here and wonder about how you sold your mind, body and soul. Looking at the field so green, I know the sounds obscene. I see you're living for tomorrow, but decisions you have made will leave you empty. As they think along the blind can't see, like a plague to the brain, deadly disease. Whoa, I run away tonight with my lost in the tank. I'm gonna make it alright. Easier said than done with no place
hear that guitar part again. It goes. Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na. Okay. Oh, I love that shit. I love that. Woo! I'm feeling this shit. I'm feeling this shit. Hey, we got a new sub. Welcome to the village, bitches. Gang shit. Okay.
Sub and thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on, guys. Come on, we need more down thumbs or up thumbs, guys. Come on, there's 50 on the channel. Dude, this right here, this song, I thought the Iron Maiden song was going to be the song of the night. This one was crazy because the guitars were crazy, but that I expect. I was primed because Homeboy was complaining that he wasn't able to.
It made me pay attention to the drums.
But the way they started out the song is like
literally just that beginning part. My arms got tired, and I'm not even doing anything. Just doing this
because your technique is horrible. So it was a full orbed song. Like there were no weaknesses in the song. They're like the 49ers, like, which I know you don't. Basically, the 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl this year because they don't have any weaknesses in all three phases of the game. So,
it's like my lasagna.
Yeah, it's like your lasagna. Or just like you're cooking it. It's like you're cooking in general. Like, you don't have any weaknesses as a cook. No, honestly, like, you have no weaknesses as a cook. Like, there's a couple categories where you have no weaknesses at all. So, yeah.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know. Anyway, all right. So, City of Evil was the album.
Wait, City of Evil?
Yeah, that was the name of the album. It was out in 2005. I'm assuming that this is commentary on conservative support of the war in Iraq.
This came out when? 2007?
Was 2005? I thought it was. 2005, we did the invasion. 2004, we were hyping up the invasion a year and a half prior to the invasion. Everybody knew we were going after the Iraqis. And yeah, man. So he's talking about another war. I'm assuming that's what it's talking about. I remember that time period, dude. Like it was, you know, it's very popular when you make political commentary to talk about propaganda. It is not popular to say that you were propagandized.
Yep.
And the people, the evil people, the elites, the 1%, whatever you want to call it, one of their biggest weapons that I have found that they've used, and I've learned this over the last couple of years, is our ego. Because we don't want to admit that we got propagandized, we want to suppress that idea and overestimate ourselves so that we get primed again to get propagandized again. And so it's like, I remember, And that's why every time Iraq or anything like that comes up, I make the point. I remember 2003, 2004, 2005. I remember all the anthrax scares and the supposed meetings between Mohammed Atta and Iraqi intelligence, blah, 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 blah. Mohammed Atta turned out to be an agency asset. That's not a conspiracy theory. It's a fact. It's released now. Mohammed Atta was an intelligence asset, and the Saudis had way more to do with 9/11 than Iraq and the Afghanis combined times 5,000. We were propagandized into supporting a giant war in Afghanistan that did not need especially the mechanized elements of our military, when you're literally trying to find a dude. And we had dude in Tora Bora and all the dudes that were literally there. This is not just team lore. This is like documented facts. Okay. Dalton, XX John, a lot of dudes to this day who were literally there in Tora Bora say that they had Mr. Bin Laden cornered, and for whatever reason, he was able to escape. And so the GWAT went on for 20 years.
Jeez.
And there's no way we would have been able to go into Iraq had we caught Mr. Bin Laden that quickly. Imagine what the landscape looks like. You did this giant attack on America, and then in 2 weeks, they bagged you up, bro. Like, think about what that message would be. But you created a giant legend, but you also created a justification for a 20-year GWAT that cost us $8 trillion fucking dollars, thousands of American lives, and worst of all, made all of us collectively responsible for massacring. Now even Republicans are saying now.
Really?
That we massacred 1 million Iraqis in the GWAT.
My word, 1 million?
Correct. When Abby Martin was saying that we killed 1 million people, I think Sam Harris was on with Joe Rogan and they were debating. Oh, I think it's 800,000. Blah 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 blah. Now people are throwing out that million number. Now everybody's throwing out that million number. So it's like I was propagandized into supporting in a bunch of different ways the global war on terror. I believed it. I advocated for it. I spoke publicly. I mean, not publicly. I mean, I didn't really have social media at the time. But if I did have social media at the time, I absolutely would have supported it publicly. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I was too young at the time to really have any, and I was already in my head like doing mile runs and shit at like 2 o'clock at night because I was insane. Like I said, I tell everybody I had blood in my mouth. But I spent a lot of time talking about that because it's like all of us now agree that our government lied to us about weapons of mass destruction. They lied to us. The media was in lockstep. CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, they were all in lockstep, all in agreement about this shit. Now all of us look back and say they lied to us. They spent $8 trillion of our money, spent gallons and gallons and gallons of American blood. You destroyed hundreds of thousands of mines in America and sent them back here. And then you massacred, most importantly, the worst of all those crimes, is you massacred 1 million innocent people who had nothing to do with it. Listen, I'm sorry. Everybody knows how I feel about this country. But if you sign up for the military, especially if you volunteered in wartime, you got yourself into that situation. That dude over there in fucking Tikrit had nothing to do with us. They didn't volunteer for anything. So their bloodshed is different than ours. Because we're the aggressor. Right. The Americans don't understand that. So now when I see, we all have to support Ukraine. We have to keep sending hundreds of billions of dollars to Ukraine. And I go, well, wait a second. The last time I saw Fox, MSNBC, and CNN together, you guys were telling me to give up my life, and you were telling all my friends, because we were right there in the fucking zone, man. I was fucking 17 years old when them planes. So, like, you were telling us all to go and die, bro. And it was a lie. So now I'm looking and I'm like, and worse, you were telling us to go kill. So So now I'm like, wait a second, all three of you guys are agreeing? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You should have seen my own friends. You should have seen what they did to me, dear listener, when I started saying, I don't think we should be sending these people all this money.
Oh. Yeah.
Why are we doing this? And now we're writing resolutions that's saying that if you say that you're against Zionism, you're anti-Semitic, we're going to send all this money, and then we find out there's what, there's $1 trillion of usable, accessible natural gas down there that the Gazans are sitting on. You think that might have anything to do with this jihad?
That's making sense.
Got a lot of poppy fields, a lot of operations relative to poppy fields in Afghanistan. Commensurate with a strange precipitous spike of opioids in the United States. Isn't that strange?
Odd.
It's almost like what happened in the black neighborhoods during the crack epidemic because we were using crack money to fund our Iran-Contra stuff, and you know where they were locating all those drugs. So it's not like our government hasn't done this before.
Yep. Right.
I'll just leave it at that. The point is, if you're an American, you have been propagandized by your government.
Yep.
And the number one way to identify a person who's propagandized is an individual who believes they've never been propagandized. You live in an environment with literal media coming literally out of every orifice of your body now, almost. But you've never been propagandized. Okay. You're just smarter than all them other people. Nazi Germany, antebellum South. We're just smarter than everybody, man. Everybody else can be propagandized. Americans, there's a shield. There's a shield over the American mind. So when I was a kid and 9/11 just happened and I couldn't get in contact with my girlfriend who's in New York City and I couldn't get in contact with my brother who worked in Manhattan, okay? And they keep running clips of the planes crashing into the towers, and then they have those striker dudes. We introduced some striker vehicles, ironically, right around the time when we were... And you see them Green Berets jumping out them strikers. That wasn't propaganda, bro. They were just bringing me the news, bro. Shout out to Avenged Sevenfold for calling this shit out.
Yeah.
Shout out, because, you know, a lot of times when you say this shit, it was not really popular, especially around 2005, to talk this shit, bro. Anytime I saw somebody who didn't, quote, support the troops back then, like, it was over. It was over. And, like, honestly, like, if I hadn't just, like, rekindled my walk with Jesus, like, I probably would have got, like, mega violent with people around that time. Because everybody knows how I'm about the country. But, like, anytime I heard anybody, like, questioning the war, questioning all that shit, like, I was, like, crazy. Immediately. Like, what are you talking about, you coward, blah, 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 blah.
Wow. Yeah.
And the guy was like, yeah, I'm afraid. I don't want to die. I'm like, look at you, you're empowered. And he's like, I don't want to die. It's like, I was like,
why don't you understand this?
I was like, I'd rather die than live in a world where people like that can do that shit to my country. He's like, all right. He said, go die then. He's like, leave me alone and go die. It's like, I'll do that. You fucking bitch. You hate your country. I think I threw my tater tot at him or some shit. Like it was a fight we had a lunch. Yeah. Shout out to the white kids. Sorry, man. I'm trying to talk some sense into me. Yeah, man.
Go do it.
Shout out to Dwayne Chamberlain. 9.5.
9.3 for me on this
9.5. Dwayne said, "Shout out to me too." Hey. This is I gotta give them respect, man. Somebody said like.
That's the guy that played on Reservation Dogs. You guys just saw it, Dwayne.
Yeah, like, I gotta give it to Avenged Sevenfold, man. Like, this band, like, somebody said something, like 6 months ago, and it really, like, biased me against this band. They said something like, if you want to know Avenged Sevenfold sounds, just imagine NSYNC with, like, guitars. I was like, holy shit, NSYNC with guitars. I can't like that band anymore. So then when I saw Avenged Sevenfold, I was like, oh, my God, NSYNC with guitars. It's like, this
the pillow song.
It's going to be like that progressive night that happened, you know, like when I had to be like, the fuck out of here. But no, like, these guys are badass. Yep. Like, they're really good on guitar. Yep. This song was like, I don't know, man. What did I give it, a 9.5? I got to get out of this review because I'll probably end up giving it a 10 after a while. I got to give it a 9.8. I got to give it a 9.8 because the message was crazy and there were no 9.9. All right, what do you give it?
9.3.
9.9. There are no holes in the song, and he took a risk because it was not cool to say that shit around 2005. 2008, it was starting to be okay. But 2005,
it was no bueno.
That was some gangster shit. That means he wrote that shit around 2004 because the album came out in 2005. So he pretty much wrote it right as we did the invasion. Like, you got to respect that.
Oh, 100%.
You got to respect that. All right, cool. Commercial break. We will be right back. We got 2 more songs for you bitches. Don't go nowhere. Don't touch that dial. You don't really have a dial. It's the internet. The world's a different place now. We'll check you out on the other side of the break, dear listener.
I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at itsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
Rubbish. That's British for garbage.
My favorite is a community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch, indeed. A child shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. We are in the closing stages of the A7X night dedicated to the band Avenged Sevenfold by our DJ of the night, the big homie DJ Nicholas right here.
DJ Nick made it possible.
He made it possible, dear listener. Now, there's 52 of you bums in this room, 49, and there's only 37 likes and dislikes. We need more likes and dislikes right now. Whether it's a thumb up or a thumb down, it has to be done. If we don't, this will be our last stream forever.
You'll never hear from us again.
You'll never, the Jimmy Swagger came on, told them people that God told him that he'd kill him if he didn't raise like $10,000.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's so bad.
Yeah, he's looking at the camera kind and shit. He's like, the Lord told me.
Kill me if you don't give me money.
Yeah, so all people are like, holy shit, dude, oh no. So they gave him the $10,000. Then he came back like 3 weeks later. It's like, yo, the Lord told me he's going to kill me. Found out $20K, blah, 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 blah. And everybody's like, nah, dude, God's going to have to take you out, bro. It's over for you.
And then what happened?
They ain't giving no money. Nah, they ain't giving no money.
And how long did he live after that?
Quite some time. The Lord kind of left him.
God was gracious to him.
I think the Lord probably would have took him home like 10 years earlier. He's like, no, stay down here with these bitches. You sit there and lie to people. You just bought yourself another 10 years.
Yeah.
He gave you a year for every $1,000 you stole for them people. You could have been up there. You could have been up there with the Lord and all that shit. You down here with us, bro.
Yep.
Shout out to Jimmy Swagger.
Yeah, you got your money.
All right, here we go. You've been rewarded.
Your eternal reward.
These last 2 songs, We Love You, all caps, and Mattel, all caps, are off of A7X's new album, Life Is But a Dream, which is the most experimental record they've made, yet still has the classic A7X heaviness and sound. We'll be the judge of that, Nick.
Yeah, Nick. How dare you try to tell us? How dare you?
I've linked the official videos for both songs and the official video for We Love You. Feel free to click and rotate the video to watch and observe the environment change and develop in the progression of the song. So I'm going to click that over there, and it's apparently a 3D interactive one. Well, no, that's
Wait, that's
just a
commercial.
Warhammer commercial. Relax, 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 human.
I mean, it sounded epic.
It did sound epic. All right, here we go. A7X, we love you. You know, the other thing about them is like a lot of their songs are 6 minutes long.
It doesn't feel
It's like the
6
fourth or
minutes,
fifth
though.
song that's been like 6 minutes long.
If they feel like 4-minute songs
feel
to
like
me.
oh, they don't feel like 6 minutes, not at all.
Mhm.
Not at all.
Oh, guys, look at that! Donald
We
Trump
got the Donald in the house. Shout out to DJ.
Our kids were watching the
Shout out
political
to DJ.
debates, and one of them was like, I just was really missing Trump being there. It's just too entertaining, I think.
Oh yeah, Vivek is trying to be like Trump though. I'll show you. I'll show you a couple
all right.
clips. It's pretty dramatic. All right, here we go. Avenged Sevenfold. We love you. Lyrics on the screen, dear listener. We're watching on the other side. Let's do this shit. We love you too. Let's go. Oh wow. This is so strange.
Yeah, it is.
More power, more pace, more money, more taste, more sex, more pills, more skin, more shills. Build tall, build higher, build far, build wider, build here, build down, build up, build now. Look at the way you go. You're one in a million, and you know it shows. We love you. Until the morn. More wants, more needs, more hits, more fiend, more speed, more drive, more self, more time. Build out, build fast, build strong, build fast, build two, build more, build all, build war.
Build what? What's that last thing you said to build?
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, I gotta rewind
Go
that.
back to 10-second clip. War.
All right. I think
What a
this is going to be an interesting review.
strange and interesting song. I'm like sitting here with this giant question mark internally because I don't know how I feel about this one.
It's definitely
Some of it sounded like just like striving, like build more of this, more of that.
Yeah,
like
that
when it got to the more of this, more of that, more, and like I don't know if anybody has ever like felt like a consumer. Like if you stop and like look at yourself, like there have been times where I'm like, yo, I've been eating so much food, I've been taking all this, I've been thinking of myself, and like that like yucky feeling that you get when you're like, really, it's been me. Like, so when he was like singing it, like the musically it kind of had like that feel to it when it was like more.
Yeah.
So I feel like that they nailed it on that sound, but then I also was a little bit confused. Did you see? We told people to give thumbs up, and then all of a sudden it was like a thumbs down, and then they took it back, and then they put a thumbs up. I was like, how cute!
We're up to 52. It's excellent.
Good job, guys. I was a little bit confused though because at one point of the song it kind of sounded like that sort of like consumer, like you're just never satisfied, always take. But then there was something else, like when it was talking about the mud. Look at the way you go. You're one in a million, and it shows. We love you. Do unto the mud. I was like, wait. It used to be do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So maybe it's a play off of the fact that we came from dust.
Mm-hmm.
Do unto mud.
Well,
mud. What did you get from it?
You kind of get mud when you mix it with blood and dirt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think.
And we talked about war, so yeah.
I think it's commentary on the never-ending cycle that capitalism puts somebody in, or puts a whole group of people in, and what it really reminds me of. I mean, I kind of feel called out, but it really reminds me of like grind culture. So grind culture is you got to work hard, you got to do this if you want. The Andrew Tate stuff, there was one point where I was doing a regular, full-time job, and then we were doing the channel, and then I was like blending a family. Like it was a very high demand.
Yeah.
It was a high demand environment.
I was pregnant
for a couple of years. It was a high demand environment, and like. We literally have, no exaggeration, hundreds of videos that we haven't even released yet.
Almost close to 1,000.
Unreleased videos. Like that.
I mean, they're in streams. You can check them out in the streams, but yeah.
But yeah, we worked really hard. I remember when we first started the channel, I was like, oh, let's do once a week. And then so it's like, well, I don't know. People kind of... She's like, let's do one a day.
What happened is the comment section was attached to my phone. And when we started shooting, all of a sudden these comments were popping up. Like our phones literally died because there was so many comments coming up and our phones got too hot because it was constant. And I was confused because I'm like, how did people even find us? But I didn't realize that people are looking for reactions, and we did Slipknot, so that's how people found us. But people were requesting more and more songs, and I naively thought that the metal genre was small. So I thought, we're going to run out of songs. But at the same time, people are asking for them now, so let's just go for it. So then
I remember that. I remember thinking we're going to run out of songs.
Yeah.
How much can this last? Because all we had was Metallica at the time.
Yeah, and at the beginning, I don't know if you remember, you were I was like, what song are we going to do? And then you would pick the song at the very beginning. And it looked like you were taking more time to think. And I was like, oh no, he's coming to the end of the list.
Yeah.
But then
we had a list. You remember that list that we had?
Requesting it, yeah. And I created this big giant list, and then we started knocking songs off the list. But anyway, we ended up doing 2 songs a day because there was so much to do. But why were you saying that?
Because the more stuff.
And then more songs, more videos, more reactions.
Right. That's exactly what it was. And what ended up happening was, at the time, it was interesting because when we jumped in, it was like the adpocalypse, which if you don't know if you're not a YouTuber, basically, long story short, Jake Paul had done something. It was really, really bad. YouTube pulled back on a lot of stuff. And like with a lot of situations when corporations do stuff, it was really hurting small creators.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I literally had like, that channel had like 5 subs on it when we shot that first video.
Yep.
And so, we were like literally a small channel. We were like literally like a tiny channel. And so there were all these people complaining about
people were crying.
YouTube doesn't care about small creators. If you're a creator, don't get in the game. Yep. And then it was like, oh, you're doing reaction channel. Everybody's doing it because reaction was like a big thing. Everybody was doing this thing with the whatever. And like all this stuff was stacked against us. And so I was just like, yeah, but we'll just outwork everybody. And like that's what we did. We just outworked everybody, and we started flooding the algorithm. And you know, there's an interracial thing. There was a Sori not having any sort of cultural references at all. There's me being a black guy. There's a religious angle. We're listening to black metal.
Yeah.
But there was a very like
and the friendship. A lot of people came back for our friendship.
Yes. Well, yeah, and then we made like real friends. Like they're in the channel right now. Like lifelong like. Middle is going to be a lifelong friend of mine, like literally, like. So, Priest, Ian, like, believers or unbelievers, regardless. You know what I'm saying? Tina, Zone. So, like, you have those situations, and it's like that's great, but like you get the human element of it. But like for us, like the first year, we were grinding like crazy, and then we would watch other channels starting to have to compete with us. As far as output, and we had us being together gives us a major advantage, and also being able to work from home because my other job I was able to work from home. We had major advantages, but I definitely like was in that space for like 2 or 3 years. It was like more, doing more, and
I actually was the one that stopped it.
Yeah, it got into our relationship for
it was too much. It was too much for me.
Yeah,
I was watching other channels being like, I'm taking a mental break. And I was like, I don't think I realized that I needed a mental break. And I think that it just like, I think that's what happened. I'm just realizing it now. I think I needed a mental break and I didn't realize it and wouldn't have communicated. Because for me, communicating I need a mental break is me basically saying I'm a fail. I can't do this.
Yeah. And at the time, that's how I was. I mean, that's how I interpreted it. Just to be real. Right. Like
so, it was. I did. We stopped shooting so often because I don't even know how I got out of the shooting. What did we do?
Well,
I do know I took a break.
You just did. Yeah, you just and it was just like
didn't sit in the chair.
it was just like we just got married. I'm like. I was just coming off of like being in very extreme circumstances, for work, and then now like I'm not doing that anymore. I'm doing this like corny job for her.
You like slowed down. For me,
I completely slowed down. I was completely like, I was losing it. I was like,
And I had gone like, you guys know my upbringing. Everything has been pretty mediocre, and then I had like a pretty, vanilla marriage, and then all of a sudden stuff blew up, and then I was in a divorce, all these craziness, the city turned against me, all this stuff all happened at the same time.
Ridiculous.
Well, it felt like
Alex and all
small.
Alex and all these other people to this day, like, hey!
Yeah. But it felt like to me that everything had turned against me. So I was like in a mentally difficult time. Then there was just so many transitions. So for me, I was in the opposite place that you were. I was stretched to my max, and we were shooting the 2 videos a day. You were like, "Yo, I'm bored, and I'm at this low point, and I need this."
Yeah.
But we didn't really. I don't think we realized where each other were at.
No, I knew where we were at. I just had no mercy for it.
Really, there was.
There's no mercy for it at all. I had none, because I'm like, yo, look at this. Like, we could be doing blah, blah, blah. And I was checking. I was, like, obsessing about stats. And I was, like, would never leave a comment unresponded to. And,
I'll remember you were in the comment section like crazy. You were like, I'm going to respond to every comment until we get to 10,000 subs. I was, like,
completely sold out. I'm like, yeah, we'll get to 10,000 subs, blah, blah, blah. We got to 10,000 subs, like, a month later. But, like, yeah, like, I was just, it caused a serious... So, like, as I'm listening to this song, it's, like, causing a lot of tension, because I remember... in me, like, because I remember like those feelings. It was a bad time, and I was like, I like to this moment, like I don't know that I was wrong for it. You know what I'm saying? Because like in order to get to where you need to get to, you got to grind and you got to do things that other people won't do.
And I think I understood that at the beginning, which is why I was like one song, then I was like do 2 a day. But then I think the longevity or something, I don't know. I really don't know yet.
That's the big thing that gets people.
I'm
is
with
like
a
the
sprint. I can
concept.
sprint, but I'm like, if we're gonna have to go long distance, that's something else. And we were going long distance, and you.
Yeah, and I just you know, I just got done doing some pretty austere, you know, like very extreme stuff and being around extreme people, and so like it was very difficult to be sympathetic to the idea of I'm like what are we doing? Like we're sitting down, like this is ridiculous. I would be listening to metal. I you know. I have like whole chunks of time, an hour and a half or something every day where I listen to music like by myself. Like it's just part of my like rhythm. So for me, it's like, how is this even? You know what I'm saying? But for her, it's like, you know, she's got a divorce, she's got court, she's got, you know, I didn't have to do none of that shit because me and Shorty settled everything like outside. But
and I think that there's a certain level of vulnerability that a woman feels in a divorce that a man may not.
100%.
So.
And you really, I mean, really, Orion bailed you out because then, you know, like your hiatus, like kind of dovetailed into being pregnant, and then you got really, really heavy morning sick. So, but like looking at the lyrics and the more and then the "We Love You" and all this, it just reminds me a lot of that grind culture and it was very avant-garde, like something I couldn't really understand as far as like, this is one of those songs I'm going to listen to a lot, and I'm going to give it this score because of how I think I'm going to like the song on the 10th listen.
Oh my gosh, okay.
This song is one of those, like Trent Reznor is this kind of guy where like you listen to a Trent Reznor song and like the 15th time you hear it, you hear something different that now you really genuinely love the song.
Okay.
Like, they really, like, that's kind of where I'm at with this song. Like, I love the concept of the song. And, you know, like, sometimes, like, you'll see people go through art galleries and they're just sitting there looking at the thing. It's that kind of feel. You don't see people, like, crying at an art gallery or, like, emoting in an art gallery. Like, the vibe is you have your little beret, right? You have your little, you know, cigarette. Everybody's a little bit skinny, you know, because it's in France. And, like, dude, you're just looking at the shit and contemplating it. And that's how I was experiencing the song, as well as the flashback to, like, me and you and, like, me being that voice saying, yeah, more. And I want to build more. I want to do this. I want to do that. And it's like, oh, and then it's like, oh, we're slowing down. And, you know, it gets really, you know, toxic. So it was a very interesting time. You know, for both of us.
Yeah.
You know, and the transitions, it's not like I could sit there and talk through like, hey, this is how I'm feeling, whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't regret any decision or anything like that. But, you know, it was just almost the culture shock factor of I'm no longer around people with that mindset. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had a dude at a broke, anyway. But, like, I had to, like, you know, I had to accept that. Like, I'm no longer around those people. Like, that's no longer a value anymore. Like, that's now it's become a liability. Like, the play through the, you know, pain or play through being tired or whatever, it's now a liability. And, like, the first time I realized that was the first time we actually shot on the big camera when we started spending money on, like, the aesthetics. Mm-hmm. And, like, you literally were crying, but because it took us so long. Do you remember it took us so long to figure out that camera? It was like 4
o'clock in the morning,
and we finally fixed it at 4 o'clock in the morning. And, like, she's crying. And
because I thought we got it fixed at 4 o'clock. Okay, we're done now.
Right.
But he was like, okay, now let's shoot. And I was like,
I was not going to let a 24-hour period go without 2 songs. I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to do it until, like, she was crying. And, like, I stayed in the video. Yeah, she's crying, but we're whatever. And, like, now I look back at that, like, a year ago, and I was like, oh, my God. Like literally, like, you had literally been crying 2 minutes earlier. And I'm like, rah! And it's like, yo, dude, like, you needed to. But once you had Orion, like that was kind of it for me with that. Like I was like, I'm never doing that again. Like once like
yeah,
we had the baby, it was kind of like,
yeah.
okay, what do you want? What you
I
wanna
think
do?
for
That type of
me,
thing.
because I could not, to me, I don't want to admit failure. And even the smallest thing that I can't accomplish feels like such a giant failure. And especially something like that where you wanted it so badly that I was like, but once I was pregnant, I think that gave me the reason for myself to say, okay, I can give myself a break. That's one of the things about, like if I'm sick or if I'm pregnant, I'm like, okay, I can give myself a break. So it worked out like
Yeah, I mean,
but the other thing too is I am not like I think I'm changing now, but at the beginning of the channel, I was never a metal person. I was never into any of that type of music.
That's true.
And so that type of
Very
music affects me in a stressful way. The loud, the banging, the screaming vocals, the some of the satanic discussion. Like I was looking for peace, and it was not peace for me. And then it was just. The other thing too is I am a go person physically, and to sit down and just talk for a long time it takes more out of me to do that. I think it's different now because now I think I'm like more accustomed to be like, all right, let's just sit on the couch together.
Well, now we have this platform where we can actually have interaction with human
so much
beings
better. It's
while
so
we're
much better.
reviewing. So it's not just us talking to the camera.
Yeah, I felt
So
like that
now
we were
have, like,
talking in a
comments-
black box.
Now we have a comment section, things like
Yeah.
that. We have arguments, blah,
Yep.
blah, blah. There's posts, like.
that
so
was
now
one of the
it's a
ideas
complete game
I came
changer.
up with. You came up with the channel of how, like, the way that the channel was going to, like,
Yeah.
make it so that way we could do this as our job.
Yeah, this version definitely, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, crazy.
I'm pretty much okay. So this is I'm gonna give this. I gave the previous song a 9.9. I'm gonna give this one a 9.8. Roro, is it Ho Rojas or Roro? I'm not sure, but this song has grown on me. But I believe there are better songs on the album. So the song grew on him, which is what I said. I feel like this is a song. Do yourself a favor, listen to it at least 10 times before you decide you don't like it. So
interestingly enough, the beginning of the channel, there would be some songs. Very rarely would I go back and listen to anything that we listened on the channel. Even if I liked it during the review, it was still just too much noise for me.
Yep.
Now I would say this past year is the first year I will actually go and like repeat play some of the songs that we've listened to, like Pain of Salvation, though. I think I was always a fan of that.
When you're in the gym, oh yeah, the Pain of Salvation period for you is pretty huge. When you're in the gym and you're listening to music, it's stuff usually from the channel. But yeah,
no, it wasn't. It was I would go in there and I would listen to a sermon or even quiet music because I was still looking for that.
I'm talking about like when like when we had that legendary period when we were like people in the gym were like when they were looking at us and we were in the sauna and shit. There was a lot of metal. There was a lot of
there was some metal there.
I forgot the name of the band that you were listening to. It's a girl. It's a girl band.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You said so. You were listening to that shit a lot.
I forgot.
That Lacuna Coil was in that shit like almost all the time. Yeah. 9.6. 9.6.
I'm gonna give. I don't think I like this one. I didn't like the sound of like the more. It actually felt a little bit stressful.
I knew it was gonna stress you out, which means that they did their damn job, right? Like that's what that means.
They did. Will I ever listen to the song again? Probably, because you're gonna end up playing it. But aside from that, no. I will. For me, I experienced it like a 4. The more was just getting to me too much. But I'm going to give them an 8.7 because I do think that they did their job. But it's not my thing.
Okay, now the next song is called Mattel on the same record.
Mattel?
It's the last song. We're going to go right into it. Mattel is the name of the song. Let me see if our DJ Nick, man, this is I really like this mix. I really do. Good job, Nick. Holy shit. Okay. Let me just see.
He threw that list together fast, too.
Yeah, because we were waiting.
I'll send the email.
Yeah, we were waiting for that shit. I was like, yo, because I didn't know it was going to happen. We almost missed it today, dear listener. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we didn't miss anything. We've got the official for Mattel. All right, guys, here we go. Mattel is the last song. Something about Barbie. This should be interesting. Let's check it out. Mattel Avenged Sevenfold. I guarantee you it's going to be like 6 minutes and How long do you think it's going to be? I'd say it's 6 minutes and 16 seconds.
I haven't been watching. I was going to say 6:21.
All right, here we go. Mattel. 5:28. I won.
My vinyl skin provides protection. It holds in place my plastic bones.
Oh, that Mattel?
Gas button eyes reflect an image, and all seems as it should, but there's nobody home.
Whoa.
Cue the breeze, that's where the painted trees, toy yellow birds up on the rooftop scene, and chorus with the buzzing bees. Melting sun and leading beams from the sky being out on a string, while boredom tears me apart at the seams. Now I know this might sound crazy, but I've smelled the plastic daisies, and it seems we've found ourselves in.
Oh my gosh! I'm with it!
Hell, dear listener.
Roundhead consumed with major nothings. He is made of wax unfit to hear. Day after day, it all plays over. Dedicated loop, same year after year. Please attend all model citizens. RSVP if we can count you in. Empty as we play pretend. Sing down and dance with you until you can. In case we don't see you again. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Now I know this might sound crazy, but I've smelled the plastic daisies, and it seems we found ourselves in.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the Truman Show, yeah!
Living faded porcelain and just smart enough to know nothing at all. Pull my string and make me cry. Advertisement moral scroll, a semblance of choice when there's no choice at all.
Yeah.
Out of stock, the end is nigh.
Wow.
Now I know this might sound crazy, but I smelled the plastic daisies, and it seems we found ourselves in.
Holy shit.
Oh, shit.
Damn, I wish we could have shown you guys the actual video. It's literally Barbie in a car. Damn it. She crashes the car.
Loses her head.
They put her head in a wheelchair. I wish you guys could see it. I gotta figure out how to, like, at least one official video I wish we were able to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if we knew how to do that thing with it.
Yeah. Maybe I can. Wow. I am definitely going to listen to that song again, and wow,
that was an incredible
what an interesting song.
What a,
it's basically like a metal or version of that Barbie song. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
Yeah, like, only with a lot more thought.
Yeah, exactly.
The outro bit is also Sinister Gates beatboxing through a red solo cup courtesy of Joe Barr. So the man who will try anything. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Yeah, man, like I love it. I said this before. I love it when people are ambitious. So my brother was a thespian before he went off to be a superhero. And so I grew up hearing these numbers from these plays, you know, these songs. Like Andrew Lloyd Webber was the name of the guy. To me, Andrew Lloyd Webber, like him and dude, who's the guy that does all the soundtracks? There's that dude that does all the soundtracks, and they're always the guy that did Timeless, the guy that did yeah, that dude.
Oh my word!
So Andrew Lloyd Webber and that dude to me are some of the guy that I forgot the guy's name, but dude that does Interstellar, the soundtrack for it, the guy that does all the soundtracks. Those two are like some of the greatest musicians of all time that don't get their respect because they're doing it for major movie productions, so they're almost never the star of the show. Mm-hmm. But I'm sorry, man, what that guy can do is incredible. But like Phantom of the Opera, Andrew Lloyd Webber wrote that. Like a lot of the plays that my brother did where he would sing in practice. Zimmer. Hans Zimmer is the other guy. But Andrew Lloyd Webber, like, incredible lyricist. He did Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat. Remember I said, the Canaan days we used to know, where have they gone? Where did they go? Et bien, les jours berets to those Canaan. So they were like Middle Eastern teenage boys, but they had French accents. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a genius. But my point is, this song incorporated some of the elements of the stage, like
yeah.
I forgot what they call. They don't call them sing-alongs, but these musicals, these giant musical numbers that are just like. There were times when I was reminded, like I was like listening to my brother again.
Really?
But then it was like hell. It was like like the like super fast shit. Like that was incredible, man. I just want to see that live. I want to see them play those heavy parts live, and I want to see what that drummer's doing, and I want to see like how much of those are dependent on triggers versus like really, really crazy drumming. But this is like, I think that's one of the issues that I'm having with Slipknot as far as like their new music. It's like, I don't feel that band is challenging themselves at all. Like, it's like, yeah, man, like this is what I would expect Slipknot to do. This, to me, sounds like they made a concerted effort. We're just going to challenge ourselves. Like we're going to try to do something different. We're still who we are. Cause I still felt, I think you're right, Nick. Like I still felt like, yeah, that's still Avenged Sevenfold. Cause there were times when like he would do his voice and like you could like, okay, we're back to
him in there.
Okay, here we go. But like they're trying to do something different. But they didn't do the progressive thing where it's like, we're gonna, show you like it was really, I really, really like have a deep respect for this band, man. Like I really do. Like more than any, probably this year, I'd probably have to hear more. We should probably have like a Grammy type thing,
Yeah, you keep bringing it up. I think we should move on it.
As far as like the band, like I'd have to hear more songs from this record, and probably not because like we're in December, but like
Yeah, but we're about at the start of a new year, so.
as far as like a band I
Please.
respect the hell out of this band because they were with us from the beginning. So we've heard a lot of their catalog, and for them to like make this kind of effort to go that crazy off the range, but for them to still be able to maintain that it's still them, and you're still trying to say something significant. Nah, I respect this band. I respect the hell out of this band. You gotta respect that. You don't necessarily, and I'm not dissing Slipknot or I mean, Korn really strayed off the range with their dubstep record. I will say that, like the Path to Totality record, it's not a very popular record among the Korn faithful. And I almost hate saying this because Head wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? But I really respect the hell out of them for that record because like, and people can say why they went there or whatever. But that record I really respected Korn because they really went off and did something like completely different, and they were trying to do something with the genre. But what I will say, what I'll put above A7X above Korn though, is that wasn't Korn stuff. That was dubstep was a new genre in and of itself, and they were smart to combine it, but they didn't come up with that. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is like from scratch. You got to give it. I have so much respect for that, especially like as a person who's very limited in what they can do, and you're always trying to do something different. When you see people really pull off something different, I know how hard. Well, I think I know how hard it is. I'm not even gonna act like I play guitar. Okay, so I have a concept of how hard it is, but I really don't know how hard it is, especially considering these guys have been a band, a very successful one for close to 20 years now. And there's no reason for them to do it. They could just mail it in and tour it, and all their fans will go and love it and all the rest of it. Like all the Metallica fans and the Korn fans. And they just did something different, man. You got to respect it.
When did this one come out?
This is their most recent one. You got to respect it.
Can you pull the lyrics up? Okay, for me, I thought the song was crazy. I totally did not expect the lyrical content, what we were discussing.
Yeah.
And some of the lines I just thought were crazy, especially the... especially the chorus about the daisy. Like I actually think that I smelt the daisy.
Yeah, the plastic daisy. Yeah, that was a good line.
Because it seems to me that the song is about being fake and accepting stuff that is not real, maybe from yourself or the world around you. And then there was the reference from the Truman Show, which the entire world in the Truman Show was all fake except for Truman, which is a troubling thought. But when he says, obviously we're using the Barbie analogy because I think that there's so many levels of fakeness to Barbie that, you've got, she's made of plastic, literally. And then there's also the way that her body is constructed is not humanly possible to even have that type of body type. Physically, you would die because of her legs are really long, and what they did to her waist and stuff. The Barbie doll looks really cool as a doll, but if you actually see like what would this look like as a human being, it's like outlandish. Her like hands,
you mean
proportionally, yeah, and you couldn't survive living like that.
Yeah, but I mean,
I understand what you're saying, but
I know women who look like that in real life, though.
No. Like the physical dimensions. What you're doing is you're looking at Barbie and you're saying, "Oh, she's got curvature and the waist to hip ratio, blah blah blah."
Yeah, but the thing that they're gunning for. I mean, if you really look at a Barbie right now, like the body of a Barbie right now is not looked upon as attractive. She doesn't look like Kim Kardashian. She's not. Barbie back then was not curvaceous. I mean, the bottom. I was always like, what is the deal with Barbie? Because like I'm from the hood.
Right.
The bottom half of Barbie was kind of.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? She was kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for us, it was kind of like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like that's like people. If you, I'll say this, our friends would mercilessly mock you if you showed up with a girl with that flat waist to shoe ratio. I don't know how to say it. But we would have mocked you mercilessly. Like, mercilessly, if you would have showed up with a girl like that. No matter how pretty she was.
No Yoko Ono.
No bum. No Yoko Ono. No Yoko Ono.
Apologies.
It's interesting though. Chris he's a smart dude. He said that they're on the same record label as the Barbie movie people.
Oh, really?
Right? Because Warner Brothers or whatever. But I feel like this song should have been on the soundtrack, man. Like, this could...
Oh, yeah.
You know, because like...
1,000%, yeah.
Because a lot of these girls are watching it with their boyfriends, right? And like, you're watching I could definitely see if you're a dude, like, and you had a girl in the age range that was going to take you to that movie, I could definitely see that dude being an A7X fan. Like, right down the middle.
Yeah.
Like, give the guys something to enjoy in that disaster of a movie. Although nobody liked that movie. Jesse Gender didn't like the movie. Girl from what do you call it? Kyle Kalinski's husband, wife. Sorry,
babe. That was a real genuine slip up too. Holy shit.
Crystal. Shit, I shouldn't have said Crystal. Let's strike that. Hey, let's keep going. Crystal. Nobody liked the Barbie movie. Okay, it wasn't just me.
So. Dwayne, I'll tell you, I have like, I don't know if everybody does. Maybe this is projection. I think that everybody has like kind of weird things that they're like, I want to see what's going on with this, even though it's weird. Like the whole Barbie phenomenon, probably because that was actually the one thing that slipped through like my parents' strict guidelines. Barbie was a doll that we could have, which I'm actually surprised about it now. Because of how many girls ended up with issues based off of that doll. Anyway, I find the Barbie phenomenon absolutely fascinating. Looking up like women who actually want to look like Barbie and all these surgeries that they go through and how insane, apologies, but how insane they become at the end of it. Like, because they really think that they're going toward this whole Barbie look, but they're looking crazier and crazier to the rest of us. It's just... It's unbelievable. They'll cut their ribs out so that way their waist can do the. It's unbelievable the lengths that
that's
they go
obviously to. Like mental illness, right?
Exactly.
That's not.
But anyway, so yes, I did look up that stuff. It's wild. But anyway.
Now, why do you look up that stuff?
I think I really don't know. I'm gonna process this right here with you guys. When I was a kid, the whole Barbie idea, I thought that Barbie was absolutely beautiful. I thought my mother looked like Barbie. And I thought I would love to look like Barbie when I'm grown and like the brown-haired version of Barbie. And then throughout my life, people would always say, that I looked like that. You know what I mean? And like, for instance, one time we were in college and they were like, what was your favorite toy growing up? And I said Barbie. And one of the girls was upset about it. And she was like, yeah, well, basically you grew up and became her. So of course you would like her. And it was a little bit awkward. But that interaction with that girl, because that was actually the first time that I processed that somebody could look at the Barbie doll and actually feel bad about it. And then I was like, based off of her body type.
College?
Yeah, I didn't really like think about it prior to that. Time. No, I mean, when I was playing with Barbie dolls, we were with our friends.
College was the first time that you realized that Barbie was triggering girls and making them feel subhanAllah.
Yes. Yes. But again, I wasn't around a bunch of other people. I was around my family, my cousins, and a couple of the kids in the neighborhood. So I didn't really have like a broad spectrum of people. And so when I saw her reaction, I was like, wow. And then I think that was kind of like what made me start kind of like looking into it and being like, are there other people that feel this way? And then I realized that there's like a lot of people that have an issue with this. And then it made sense to me because I was like, if you're a child and you're like, everybody's telling you look a certain way, blah, blah, blah. And so you're looking at this and you're like, oh, one day I'll grow and I'll be like that. But if you're the type of kid that people are like, are you seriously eating that? Didn't you already have 2 of those? Like, you're getting a little pudgy there. Like, if you're getting that.
Babe. It's not like those are the only 2 options. I guarantee you Taylor Swift does not feel that she looks like Barbie.
Well, I said I'm processing this right now. Oh my God.
Like, I will grow and eventually look like that. I don't think that was most girls' experience, that they assumed they were going to look like Barbie or the people in the magazine.
I think I was pretty disconnected from how other people felt. Yeah, so then I think... Oh my God. I think that the...
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh my God. Then there was like this other, so this conversation started. This is so uncomfortable, but I'm literally, like I said, I'm thinking about it now. So that conversation happened in the class. Then when we got back to our dorms, the conversation was still going about the Barbie situation. And so the girls were saying that apparently to have like Barbie-like dimensions, your bust to hip ratio has to be equal, and your waist is supposed to be 10 inches smaller than those. And so then everybody started measuring.
And yours was exactly in those dimensions, right?
I squeezed the tape measure to make it off by an inch because I was like... It
was perfect, right?
This is outlandish. And it was very uncomfortable because everybody was feeling some sort of way. And then, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's no holes here relative to the...
It was not a good situation. And yeah. So I guess, but the Barbie, but at the same time, because you have this, like, sometimes when something is like, okay, so yeah, those were, I felt like I had to be a perfect person all over, like plastic everywhere. So I never felt like I could put my real thoughts out there because my thoughts were, unless it had to do with the Bible. That would be different. If I felt like somebody wasn't following the Bible, then I'm like, I'm telling you the straight truth because this is the most important thing. But anything other than that, it was, just trying to appease everybody, make sure everybody's whatever. So when he said the line about the daisy, that I think I smelled the daisy, can you please pull that up? Because I actually want to read that. Now, it might sound kind of crazy, but I've smelled the plastic daisies, and it seems we found ourselves in hell. And that line to me was fucking crazy because what I understood from that is when the fake becomes so real that you can smell it, now you're in hell. And I found myself there. I found myself being such a plastic person without my real true self out there that it felt like a hell. So that was actually like and
then she found me and poured all the realness onto me.
Well, the channel also helped with that too, because this was the first place when we were doing the reviews that, like, I mean, I see some of the comments will still come through where people will be like, oh, sorry, like on the ghost reviews and stuff, where people will be like, she's like, they thought like I was going to become like a witch or something like that. I was completely away from God. And I thought, I mean, I was having a difficult time with God, but at the same time, I felt like I could be real about, like, I like this music. Like that. I'm pretty sure I really enjoyed the song "People Equal Shit," stuff like that. Like, so the channel allotted
that was the first song we listened to.
Yeah, and then I felt like, was it?
I was certain you were going to be horrified. I was certain you're going to be horrified.
Well, I was still pretty pissed off at
the time. That was our second song.
I was going to say, I don't think it was the first.
First song we listened to was "Sick."
Yeah.
The second song we listened to was "People Equal Shit."
Yeah.
And it was on a crappy recording, and we didn't even know how to do picture-in-picture yet.
Yeah,
so people were hearing it from like the phone.
Yeah.
And we got like, I don't know, 40,000 views on that bitch.
Yeah. It was raw. But I friggin' love that song, and I think that I would never have been able to communicate that because, biblically speaking, human beings are made in the image and likeness of God, which they are. That means people actually don't equal shit. But sometimes people act so shitty that the song applies. And so, you know what? At the time, I think I wasn't really looking at the things that I did to put myself in a situation. But I just felt like, look at all these people turning on me.
Fuck them.
But yeah, so thank you to the channel.
They're all miserable.
Oh.
Hey. Literally. All right.
You shouldn't have done that.
All right.
You should have learned from the vacuum.
All right.
Anyway, so yeah. So I really like that line in the song. I thought was pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. it when you smell the plastic roses.
Miss Chamberlain, you'll have to forgive Dwayne. It was really Soraya's fault that he was up past curfew. Once again, I don't think you want to be responsible for the suffering of an indigenous individual at the hands of a white person. Again.
Babe!
I don't know if I crossed the line, Dwayne. I was trying to help.
Too soon.
Too soon. Well, on that note, what do you give this song?
For me, this one's a 10 because it was...
A 10?
That's because the relatability of it. Especially that Daisy's line.
A 10! Holy smagoli.
And I liked the... And the other thing, too, is most times when people, like, throw something a little extra into a song, I don't know where it comes from and you have to tell me. So, when in case I don't see you, good night, good evening, good morning, that whole thing, I recognize that. So, and then I was like, oh, Truman Show. So that was also exciting.
So Boba Fett has an idea. Chapter 4 would be a great one. Talks about Cain and Abel.
Oh, we should have, DJ Nick, you should have done Chapter 4.
You should have done Chapter 4, DJ Nick. This song is a 9.8. Boba Fett, we did Chapter 4 as the first song. As a matter of fact, not this video, but if you look up right now on the channel, the video before this video is actually that song.
So just look for him in his Reebok in this.
The review went a little bit long. It went 37 minutes and 28 seconds, if I remember.
11. I give it an 11. I'm just kidding.
So there you go.
11s are only if they're spiritual for me. Like, that really knocks something to an 11. This one wasn't spiritual. This one was mad practical. These are the way things go. Oh, definitely
Shout
10 for you, Nick.
out
Okay.
to DJ freaking Nick. We got to give DJ Nick. Y'all know what it is.
You all know.
Hold on.
DJ Nick, thanks for coming through.
They didn't know anything. I had that bitch on mute. Hold on. Let me unmute this bitch. There we go. All right, DJ Nick. All right, here. DJ Nick. We do another one for the big homie DJ Nick. And one more for the big homie DJ Nick.
That's you, buddy.
And a bonus one for the big homie Cecil. It's your birthday today or tomorrow, baby. Much love to you, baby. Happy birthday. Thanks for visiting once a year when we do an A7X stream. We appreciate your disloyalty.
Oh. You guys come back tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I believe it's 10 or 9.
10 or 9. We don't know.
We have an Imperishable Flames stream.
The Imperishable Flames stream. Okay.
Wait. Scroll this.
What?
Scroll this. Ian said, Vin and Sori, we listened to an instrumental I made with the Blinded in Chains vocals over it.
Yes, of course I will. You know I will. Just send it to me in text, baby. All right, shout out to CISO, shout out to Donald J. Trump.
Show it to me when you get it, okay?
What I could say to you, dear brother, is please be kind, Mr. Trump.
Oh.
Please be kind. 10 p.m. Imperishable Flames, bitches. We out of here. Vin out.
Sorry out.
Go.